Hi, I'm Nicki Wesson, and I'm here to talk about the basics of using a Singer Simple 2263 sewing machine. And specifically, I want to talk about troubleshooting and maintenance. So for troubleshooting, there's a lot of things that can go wrong when you're sewing a project. Your stitches might not be right, the machine might start sounding funny. There's just so many things I can't possibly talk about all of them in this video. So what I want to do is stress the importance of getting your instruction manual. This manual has a lot of great information in it, and specifically toward the back, they provide a troubleshooting guide. And this has all different problems that you can have, what's causing them, and what you can do to correct them. So there's so much here that I really can't go over it in this video, but this is a great resource. And again, if you do not have a copy of this manual, I was able to download a copy off of manualslib.com, and I was able to download this without signing up for anything or putting in any personal information. Do be careful of the ads that pop up that have a big download button. Don't click on those. Make sure that you're just going for the guide, and you don't even have to download it. You can just view it there on the website if you want. So, but one thing I wanted to point out is, as I was reading through this to see if there was anything that I should mention here, this one, the machine is noisy, and one of the causes, they say, is the machine must be lubricated. And the correction is to lubricate as described. So I went through the manual to see, well, how is it lubricated? And it's not in here. There is nothing in the book about lubricating. So, but I do want to go over the maintenance that you should do to your machine and kind of talk a little bit about what, not to do. So now on to the topic of maintenance, which if you maintain your machine, you can extend its life greatly. And one of the common things that you have to do quite regularly is replace your sewing machine needle. And I've seen some recommendations to replace it after every project, other recommendations if you use it regularly, replace it once a month or something like that. I find those hard to follow. I replace my sewing machine needle when I notice the stitches aren't coming out quite right or something is wrong. And rethreading the machine is the first thing I'll try. If that doesn't fix it, the next thing is replacing the sewing machine needle. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, replacing the sewing machine needle is fairly simple. Basically, well, first thing, make sure your sewing machine is turned off. Mine is. And then the next thing is just this screw here is what holds it in. So if you hold on to the needle with your left hand, use your right to unscrew this, and it turns to the left with this way, and you just need to turn it a little bit and you'll feel the needle come loose. And so you can dispose of this one and dispose of it responsibly. You don't want to just put it in the trash and have that sharp needle there. I usually put it in between pieces of cardboard and wrap it in tape to keep it closed and then throw it in the trash. But one thing to notice about a sewing machine needle is it has a flat side. So you can see this side is flat. It has a print on it, so it'll tell you the size of the needle on that flat side. So that flat side, when you put a new needle in, you want that flat side to be toward the back. So there we go. That's, I think, a good view of it. So that side there with the print is what goes to the back. So it goes in the machine like this. So there's a little hole that's fairly easy to find that's in there. Yeah, that's just inside this block. And I usually pull the needle up and down a couple times to make sure I really have it all the way up. And then you just tighten the screw back down. I untightened this, or undid it way too much, but just make sure it's tight just with your fingers. No tighter than that is necessary. And you're ready to go. So the next thing I want to talk about is replacing the light bulb that's inside the machine. They don't go out very often. They actually last quite a long time, but occasionally they do go out. And on this machine, in order to get to it, there's one screw in here that you have to unscrew. And then the cover just comes right off. Be very careful not to lose your screw. Set that aside, and your light bulb is right here. And it just unscrews out by turning it. I guess that, well, depends on which way you look at it, but just, it unscrews very easily. Like that. And I like to replace mine with an LED bulb. You have to make sure that the threads, of course, match, but the size is quite a bit bigger, but I have found that these do work quite well. So as long as it fits in there, you can use the LED bulbs. And I don't know what to call these bulbs to be able to help you order a new one or buy a new one. So what I recommend is get in there, take this bulb out, and then take it to a sewing machine supply type place and show this to them and tell them you need a replacement for this. Whether you want it to be this type or an LED, they should have them. So, okay. So then once you've installed the new bulb, it's just putting the cover back on. And there we go. All right, all installed back on, and then we can turn it on and we have light again. Now I want to show you a little bit about cleaning out the lint from underneath this needle plate and down in the bobbin area. So first thing, let's remove this accessory drawer. And in it are my accessories. And with this machine came a screwdriver that looks like this. And this end will help you get into here. And then also I'm going to use the brush that came with it for cleaning. All right, so let's see, I'm going to start by removing the bobbin casing and setting that aside. And then I'm going to remove this needle plate. And these are a little tricky to use because there's such a limited space here, but they do come out fairly easily. If you do not have this screwdriver that came with it, you just have to find a very low profile screwdriver. All right, and because we're working with small parts here, I recommend having some kind of a dish nearby. I just like using a little cover from like a spaghetti jar or something, but something to make sure that you're keeping those little parts and not losing them. Oh, another thing, I actually probably should have left the needle out. So let me do that. Let me take this needle out here. Put that in my dish. I don't know if you noticed when I took the needle out this time, it really does only require a quarter of a turn. I don't know why the first time I turned it a few times. So, all right, there's the two screws out. And now you can just lift the needle plate off and set that aside. And now we want to come down here and also remove the pieces in here that are holding the bobbin. So if you just move those two arms out of the way, these pieces just fall right out. So there's one, and you can see all the lint that has accumulated on that. And as more and more lint gets on there, it's going to start messing up the sewing. So that comes out, and then so does this one. Okay, set those aside. All right, so as I zoom in there, you can see there is quite a bit of dust and such that's coming in here. So you use your brush to try to brush it out. You could also use tweezers to kind of pull them out where you've got maybe some larger pieces like like that one, because you don't want to accidentally push it further into the machine. So with a pair of tweezers now, I can kind of come in here and pull pieces of lint out of there with less danger of actually pushing it further into the machine. So let me get as much of the big pieces as I can with this. Another piece. And then if I come over here, so let me show right there adjacent to the feed dogs. This is a pretty large piece. There. All right, let's see. I think I've gotten most of the larger pieces. Oh, there's one on the back side. All right, so now let's see if I can get some more of this swept up. And you can see when I do that, just be careful not to let that all fall down into the machine, and you want to pull it out. And I wanted to mention that I was given a machine once by somebody who said she couldn't get it to sew right, so she didn't want it anymore, and gave it to me. And I was fixing up machines to give to high school students to teach them how to sew. And so I took her machine. It was a fairly nice new machine that was computerized. And the first thing I would always do when somebody would give me a machine is clean it like this. And I found that it was just full of lint. It was way, way, way worse than this one. And when I pulled all that out from this area, this machine sewed just fine. So I have found that this can save you a lot by keeping your machine clean. It runs so much better. Okay, now let's look down in the lower area. So anytime you take the sewing machine into a sewing machine repair shop, or to repair something, or just for basic maintenance, this is one of the things that they're going to do. It's a very thorough cleaning of this area, but again, like I said, this is something you can do yourself, and then just use the sewing machine repair guy or gal when there's something more serious wrong with the machine. Okay, I think I have it cleaned up pretty well. Okay, one more thing to mention. It's really tempting to get a can of air and blow it in here. And most of the documentation I've seen highly discourages you from doing that, because it might help get some of the dust away from what you can see, but it also has a tendency to blow that lint into the machine, and it's going to cause more problems, because that's going to be in areas you can't get to fix. So just using a brush and tweezers, get out as much of that lint as you can, and that goes a long way to helping to extend the life of your sewing machine. So another thing that I'll do is add, and this is only occasionally, I would add 1 drop of sewing machine oil to this area in your machine. So I have some universal, just regular sewing machine oil. So I'm going to use that to just apply a drop to this area. And this is where we took out the, I think it's called the hook. So there's 1 drop there. And then we can put things back together. All right, so now we'll set that in there, and it should, yep, stay in just like that, just counter to this piece. So let me zoom in so you can see how that fits in there a little better. Okay, So you can see this is the piece that I just added in there. This was always there and you can't remove that one, but you can see that this one just goes in opposite that piece. And, there at the top, they kind of meet, but it fits in there perfectly and very snug, okay? Okay, so now time to put this piece back in there, and I have cleaned it. You saw all the lint that was on it when I first took it out. But basically, you're gonna line up this peg here. Let's see if I can get it to zoom in. This peg at the bottom, and you can see there's a little slit here for it to go into. And then this is where the bobbin case arm slides into at the top. So this one's at the bottom, this is at the top, and it should just slide right in there. There. And then once it's seated, these arms get pushed back. So there's one and the other one. And your bobbin case is all back together. And just make sure you're cleaning up all the extra lint that comes out from doing this. So now it's time to put the faceplate back on. Okay. All right, so here's my faceplate. Make sure that that you've wiped it off, because again, lint can accumulate on everything. We don't want to put any back in there. But it just slides back on. And then we need to screw these back in. And there we go. Let's put the sewing machine needle back in. So again, find that flat back side right there, turn it, and we'll slide it back in the hole. Whoops. All right, and then tighten this back down. There we go. And we're ready to reinsert the bobbin case and close her up. All right. So while we're in here replacing the light bulb here, it's a good idea to check in here and see if there's much lint accumulation, and use either your tweezers or your brush to get some of that lint out of there. Put a paper towel down to protect that area, and then using the brush, just kind of clean things off and try to get the lint to come down out of there. I think I have about as much as I can easily get to, and I wouldn't try to go too far in here. Just stick right in this area, because we don't want to mess anything up. And I am not a sewing machine repair person. I just want to show you the stuff that's easy for you to do on your own. Okay? All right, so now I'm just going to carefully remove that paper towel and replace the cover. All right, there we go. So if you found this information helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, which helps me grow my channel. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.